welcome back to Gold Spartan. And in this video, I'm going to be going over some new casts that I did in a brand new way. So as I mentioned last time, I started getting into what's called investment casting or vacuum casting. And these are 3 of the 4 of the first designs that I have made. And so I wanted to just kind of talk about them and, kind of explain, number one, how these are made, and then just kind of show them off a little bit. So first off, what y'all are used to seeing from my pours are what's called sand casting. And what you do with sand casting, and I'm going to use an example, is you take a mold that would look like this, and you're going to basically set it down, usually this way, into a mold, into a flask that you pour sand in, and the sand fills up the top area and gets into all of these little details. Then you flip the flask over, put another part of the flask on, cover it with sand, and then basically you separate those 2 flasks and take the mold out, and what you have is a hole in the sand that looks exactly like what you're trying to pour. And then you just pour silver into it, and it fills all the details, and then you do some polishing and antiquing and all that, and here's your finished product. Well, the problem is when you have an item like this, how do you pull this out of sand, right? If you have this face down in the sand, how do you pull out all of these areas when the sand is above it? And that's why most sand casting pieces you see are not 3D, or if they are, they're a little bit simpler 3D. And so with investment casting, and in particular vacuum casting, what you're going to do is you take something, and this is the first design that I had done, but I already shipped it out to the owner, and so all I have is the mold. But what you do is you take this mold, which is made of a special resin, and you put it into a cylinder flask, and you pour what's called investment, which is kind of like a plaster, into that flask. And it's a liquid plaster initially, and what it does is it fills up that flask and gets in around all of these little details. Okay, and then after about an hour or 2, that investment hardens, and then what you're left with is this hard rock material that's surrounding this item. Then you put that into a furnace, and you incrementally raise the temperature of that furnace until this resin basically melts and then eventually evaporates. And so what you're left with is a hole in that plaster in the shape of your item, and you don't have to pull it out, right? It dissolved, it evaporated, and so it is gone, and you just have that hole. Then what you do is you put that flask in a vacuum, and you pour the silver in, and what that vacuum does is it sucks out all the air, forcing the silver into all of the little details. And that's how you're able to get an item like this, right? Like you could never, let me see if I can get these teeth. You could never in sand casting get this type of detail, with the mouth of that, with the cape, right? You just wouldn't be able to do that. There's just so many things on this that would be very difficult to do. So obviously this is Spawn. This is around 11 ounces. You've also got my second one that I did, which is Goku. And again, with this area here and in between his legs and all of this stuff, his back of his shirt kind of ripped off, you'd never be able to do that, right, with sand casting. That's what's so exciting with this investment casting, is being able to bring y'all some of these really cool designs. So next you have Iron Man defeating Ultron. And again, it just wouldn't be possible to do these with sand casting. So yeah, if you have any questions about how any of this works, don't hesitate to to post in the comments. But I wanted to show y'all 3 out of the 4 of my brand new designs. Again, my first design was this one. You can go check out my Instagram profile if you want to see this one. And there's actually 1 left. There are only 5 that are minted. First one was auctioned, and then 3 others were sold. There's 1 left of that first model. This one right here is up for auction right now on my Instagram and Facebook pages, and then these 2 will be coming soon on those as well. But I wanted to go ahead and get a video made showing these off. So if you like silver and gold, if you like sand casting or any type of casting, make sure you hit that follow button, that subscribe button, and hit the little bell icon so that you're notified when I post. I will be posting more soon. And I'm also going to be posting some how-to videos to do some of these types of castings. I'll start off with sand casting since that's the easier of the 2 and you need less equipment. But I'll move into how to do some vacuum casting as well. So hope you enjoyed that. Again, please subscribe. I just hit 1,000 followers, and I want to thank y'all for subscribing and watching my videos. And I got a lot of exciting things coming for 2021. So talk to y'all soon.